Hey guys!
Welcome back to another fun-filled episode from your friends, Tammy and Wanda. Da, da, da. So what are we talking about today?
I think I just turned down the volume too much. We are talking about the Christmas Story house and the sequel to A Christmas Story.
Oh, see, now I know that you've watched it, but I have not yet. I probably will watch it after this episode.
Oh yeah, gotta get all Christmas storied up before Christmas.
I know. I've already started the whole Christmas movie thing. Let's see. I've already watched Christmas Vacation
Okay.
like 3 times already.
Which is what my shirt's in reference to, for those of you listening and not watching. Nobody walks out on this fun, old-fashioned Christmas.
No, we're about to have a happy Christmas. What else have I watched? How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1966 cartoon.
See, I like the cartoon, but Jim Carrey's version is always closer to my heart. I don't know why.
I love it too. I love it too.
It just is.
It's on the top. It's the top.
You know, I recently saw an interview with Jim Carrey where he was meeting a fan that loved that movie. That's like a small child.
Mm-hmm.
And he did the evil Grinch smile. And
I know. I can't do it. I can't contort my face.
the kid freaked out, and the mom goes, "Oh my God, I thought that was just a mask." And he goes, "No, that was my face." So those of you that are watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas with the Jim Carrey version, that is his face and not the prosthetics making all those evil
There you go, guys.
faces.
See, that's why he's the best choice.
That's what I mean. Nobody else could have done that movie any kind of justice.
He contorts his face in ways that I would have never thought imaginable.
Right.
But what I find really funny is that when they did How the Grinch Stole Christmas live action, they thought they could continue on with the Dr. Seuss thing. Live action. Stick with what you know.
Cat in the Hat. I love Mike Myers. You know we both love Shrek on this show.
Oh, yeah.
But, baby, no. As the cat,
yeah.
that was
I don't know.
scarring.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't.
And you wanted to, because Mike Myers is such a fabulous character actor that, like, you really want to believe he's the Cat in the Hat. But
I felt like he was going towards being more like the Cat in the Hat. Crap. What was his name?
I can't help you. I don't know what your brain's saying right now.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh, Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very Austin Powers.
Because when you think about it, because of all of the unchildlike
innuendos,
puns,
if you will. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
That looks like a gigantic rocket ship.
It was very much more of an Austin Powers in a cat suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I portrayed it, and so it's really hard.
I never thought about it that way, but that really drives the point home for why that was a bad idea.
Home run for Wanda.
And then every time I see Fat Bastard, all I can hear is Shrek when I watch those movies, because it's the same.
In my belly.
Baby is the other white meat. And obviously I can't do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, so
Dear
it's
sweet
very
followers.
hard to see, because Mike Myers is such a good, like, voice actor.
Yeah.
He is a voice actor. Hardcore. Nothing against him being in live action films.
Well, he's been funny in other things.
Oh yeah.
But
it's really hard to see him in live action films after being so successful as a voice actor.
And I gotta tell you too, watching him in Wayne's World was my first exposure to Mike Myers.
SNL for me.
And it's like, well, I mean, I was a kid. Well, we were both kids. What am I saying? I was a kid back then. I'm the older one out of the two of us. Oh my God.
Right.
But, I mean, I guess I saw him on SNL when I watched with my dad and stuff. But, like, the first time I really liked Mike Myers was
Wayne's World.
Yeah, where he's... And honestly, he's not even the best character in Wayne's World. Garth is.
Yeah. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Turtle.
I love the shoulders. The turtle.
I know. Turtle.
But, you know, Dana Carvey is one of those people that I think, much like Jim Carrey, his face and voice can do so many different things depending on what wig and outfit he has on.
Yes.
That him as Garth or him as the church lady from SNL.
Well, isn't that just special?
Which you cannot convince me Imelda Staunton did not watch the church lady before she was Professor Umbridge in the Harry Potter films.
Yes.
They're so similar.
They are very similar.
The sense of humor is not there. But other than that,
no.
They're about the same character.
Yeah. But yeah, and like with Mike Myers, I watched my girlfriend is an axe murderer or something like that.
Oh, that's another classic.
That was great, but it's like it was something that it didn't seem like an well, of course it was before Austin Powers and all that stuff. So that's when he was like not sane.
He needs to stop trying to be a caricature and just be a regular guy again. Because that's what worked back then.
Because that's what it was. He was a regular guy being funny. But now it's like, now that he has all these characters and now they're starting to kind of blend together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. And that, I hate that kind of stuff. I hate when they start like blending. If you can't figure out a different way to do it, then don't do it at all.
I have to tell you too, what really weirds me out is that the boy is old enough to watch Austin Powers and get some of the innuendos of, look, there goes a giant rocket ship.
Yeah.
It looks just like a giant Peter. So, you know, for him to be old enough to get those jokes, he loved those films. We watched, I think, the first two in one night. And it was like, that's his kind of humor. Let me tell you a little story about a man named you know.
Yep.
That's kind of a kid humor, and I think that's what Mike Myers does well is immature humor, which we both love.
Yes.
But the other thing is, you know, there are a lot of actors who are miscast, and I would say, since we're on Mike Myers, did you know that the original Shrek was slated to be Chris Farley, and he passed while they were still animating it?
Wow.
And there's some like raw footage of him speaking as Shrek in like drawings and storyboards.
I don't think I could. It would hold true.
Like, it would have been weird.
I don't think it would have had as much excitement and quotes.
It would have been weird.
It would have been weird.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against Chris Farley. He was phenomenal on SNL.
It's just that we're so used to the Mike Myers Shrek. Like, it might have been awesome on its own.
It could.
We don't know, but would it have stood the test of time with the Eddie Murphy quotes?
I don't think so. Because I mean, you have like fat guy in a little coat, fat guy, and I mean, I use that all the time.
Oh, Richard.
Oh, Richard, why don't you just? Whoops. Or you have, what is it, LA Ninja?
Yeah. Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Which I always hated that film because it was like, you know, I think at some point every comedic actor gets to a movie in their career where they're trying too hard to be what they've always been, which might have been Cat in the Hat for Mike Myers, where it's like something's got to give, like you said, be a little different, do something a little different. I think for Jim Carrey, it was doing a sequel to Dumb and Dumber that we didn't need or ask for 20 years later.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't funny in its own way, but it just wasn't the same. And it's like, okay, well, he's so much better as a dark actor now that he's older.
Yeah.
And not funny, or dark, like cable guy dark funny.
Yeah, I kind of liked him in 23. That was good.
Yeah.
That was
scary as shit though, because you're like, but that's Lloyd Christmas. How is he scary as hell? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you have to celebrate an actor, or that's when they should be getting all the accolades and all the awards. When they do something so different and drastically like off their normal beaten path that you kind of are taken aback, and not in a bad way. The pen is royal blue. And then for him to go from that and that physical comedy, and I think if Chris Farley would have had more time, we would have gotten past the Beverly Hills Ninja phase. We would have gotten into some of the deeper, darker parts of his personality.
Well, I mean,
we missed out on that, I think.
Like, what's really sad is that he's more memorable as a side character. Because, I mean, everyone's going to remember him as the bus driver in Billy Madison.
Or you're going to live in a van down by the river.
Yes. So, it's like, like, his movies were good. They're cult classics now.
Yeah.
But
we all love them. But was Tommy Boy really a big movie when it came out?
No.
And that's something that, like, by the way, I baptized both stepdaughters and the kid with this. But the very first movie they watched with me when they met me and we became, family with each other was Tommy Boy. And I'm like, this is my test of how close I'm going to be with these kids.
Uh-huh.
And
see how good their humor is.
Oh, they thought that was really funny too? Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
It's a test.
Like, those were good movies, but they're not ones that I bring out as often as I do, like, Billy Madison or Shrek or, any of those classics.
Well, and bring that back to the holidays too. Billy Madison is done by a guy who really understands things like family comedy.
I know. I need to
Adam
watch
Sandler.
His 8 Crazy Nights again. I enjoyed that cartoon movie. That was a good movie.
Well, and it's cool to see somebody who's Jewish, like, actually making a movie about Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see, like, he's the only Hanukkah song as the Hanukkah song, as it's named. Like, really, that's the only song I know other than Dreidel, Dreidel, Dreidel as a non-Jewish human.
Right?
It's like how he's making, Hanukkah a little bit more popular, which is cool.
Yeah.
And he's kind of letting it stand out versus the prototypical Christmas stuff during the same time of year. And it's kind of cool that he does that. Although I think Adam Sandler is one that hit his, oh shit, I probably shouldn't be this doppy drunk guy anymore character. Probably around Mr. Deeds. And my husband will disagree all day long, but that's his worst film.
Oh, it's not one of the ones that I'll watch.
I refuse to watch it. Like, it's my husband's favorite Adam Sandler movie, and he has terrible taste in TV. Love you. But he does. And in movies and stuff, and he always likes the weird stuff. And it doesn't make sense to me that he would like it, but to me, that's when he jumped the shark of this, like, crazy drunk character. And he started doing family movies, and then they were like, he was funny again.
Well, he had like that moment where he did Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
Kind of like those dark comedy ones.
Well, I really liked Click, and that was a dark movie, kind of.
Yeah. That one was good. There were like a couple of other ones. Like, I mean, now that he's older, he's doing a lot more family ones.
Well, and 50 First Dates came after that jumping in the shark moment of the crazy drunk ones, where he was a little bit, like, irresponsible, but for the most part, like, it was more about Drew Barrymore's character story.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like a side character, so it didn't matter. Which, by the way...
he's always been a main character.
Just something that pisses me off. Sean Astin is from Lord of the Rings or The Goonies. We don't say he's Drew Barrymore's brother from 50 First Dates.
No.
Or Bob from Stranger Things.
No.
Okay?
He is Samwise Gamgee.
Okay, just so we're clear.
Okay?
Those two are acceptable.
If you're here, it is those.
It is those forever. And
I mean, the younger people, we may give you just a pass because it's Bob, Stranger Things, because
that's a popular show. We like Bob.
We like Bob.
Bob fans all around here, but...
R.I.P.
Yes.
Bob. R.I.P. Bob. No spoilers.
That's not even a spoiler. That's
guys
season
have seen
2.
it long enough.
Come on, you guys. Come on. So, we'll bring it to Sean Astin's dad, John Astin, who was the original Gomez Addams in film and TV.
No shit.
So, I bring that up because we started watching Wednesday last night.
Oh, what do you think?
It's... First of all, you have to understand that I am a huge Wednesday Addams fan. I watched the original with my mom. I watched the 90s films. And to me, Raul Julia will always be Gomez to me.
Yes, yes.
Nobody... And the guy that's playing him in the new series, he does a great job. There's nothing wrong with his portrayal. He's just not our Gomez.
I know. That is what I said. I was like, you know what? I can handle
and they
this.
have a weird chemistry, him and Catherine Zeta-Jones, that I didn't expect. because she's like so drop dead gorgeous, even, you know, as an older actress now. And then, you know, with him being kind of frumpy is the nicest way to say it in comparison with her.
He was more like the cartoon,
which is what they're basing it off of.
Yeah.
Now, did you believe that the crazy truck driver that let off that one kid in that first episode was Large Marge?
I don't know.
Because for those of you that aren't Pee Wee Herman fans, I didn't realize till last night, because I Googled that shit. Why would people be saying it's Large Marge? Because this is a Tim Burton TV show. What the fuck? So I looked it up. He directed Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that blew my fucking mind. And then when you think about it, the Large Marge scene, where the way her eyes bug out, looks like something from Beetlejuice.
Yes.
And you go, oh. So then they have this female character that's really scary that's like, be careful, kid. And you're like, every 80s kid who loved Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure was like, oh my God, I think that's Large Marge.
Wow.
But probably younger.
Yeah.
It was so weird. So bringing that around, the weirdest thing is, did you know that the second season of that show is coming out either, I forget if it's Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas?
Wednesday?
Yeah. They're releasing the second season that soon. So what a weird, like, Halloween archetype to, like, Tim Burton's like the king of, is it Halloween or is it Christmas? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I actually binged it, and I really enjoyed it.
You don't have a 12-year-old shit talking the whole time, though.
That's true.
We've had to rewind, like, big chunks of time, and I can't tell you how many times last night I was like, would you just shut up so I can hear the dialogue? Which is really rude. I try not to talk to him like that, but he gets so into it that he's like, oh my God, I love her, and she's gonna do this, and that girl's stupid and annoying, and I'm like, shh.
We could talk about this after the show.
And now you know why I watch stuff before him. And then I watch it with him, because then I already know what's gonna happen.
That's right. But yeah, it was good. But wow, I'll be excited to see that, because the way that they left it off, very cliffhangery.
Yeah. I haven't gotten there yet, so no spoilers, kids.
No spoilers.
So,
yeah.
The other thing is, this kid, because getting back to the original reason we're having the episode is A Christmas Story, is...
We're doing great tonight, guys.
That's my app. I know. The rabbit holes are deep today.
You know that you came to the right place if you wanted to go down a rabbit hole.
We're talking about Wednesday Addams on a Christmas episode, girl.
Yes.
Let's go. Well, I watched that before the kid, the sequel to the original, because my dad and I have been close my whole life, and I've never made that a secret on our podcast. We've always been pretty tight, and he's been having some health issues as of late, so it was aptly timed, I guess, for sentimentality reasons. And so I watched it with Hubs on Friday because I wanted to watch it before Dad, so I knew when not to look at him so we didn't cry. Because we're those father-daughter people where we get sentimental together.
That's me and Mom. Love you, Mom.
you gotta know when to not look at that person.
You can't look.
I'm gonna tell you, there was a Christmas Story 2 with Randy Quaid. Never watched that. If you like yourself in your own sense of humor, or you don't want to waste your own time, I didn't even know there was one.
Oh, I didn't.
I watched the first 10 minutes on Saturday and thought, nope. So didn't finish that. But this one was cool because they brought back all the original kids. So like the original Randy and the original Ralphie and the original, and I'm going to forget his name again, even though we just talked about this earlier.
Schwartz.
Flickin' Schwartz. And
Schwartz.
All those kids. And even Scut Farkus is the original Scut Farkus. Which, who names their kids Scut, by the way? That just endlessly annoys me.
Different time, different place.
But we watched that movie on Christmas Day all day. And we're never paying attention to it enough to watch it all the way through. But there's always a time where Dad and I look at each other and go, goddamn bumpuses, and both start laughing. Or you go, it looks like a pink nightmare, and then you start laughing again. And you don't have to watch the whole thing because, we're focusing on eating and talking and opening presents. So, you're not really paying attention to it even though it's on. And that's been our tradition for years. So, watching it and knowing, and no, I'm not giving you any spoilers for how it works or how it ends today. It will tell you it was well done. And I will tell you, they did it in memory of the original's dad, Ralphie's dad. He dies in the first few minutes of the film, so I'm not ruining anything that's actually in the trailer also. And he's got to go back to his hometown and figure out how to sell his dream of being a writer and write his dad's, obituary and spend a family Christmas back in his hometown and not completely lose it. And it's so touching and sentimental that I cried like 4 times the first time I watched it. I cried for about 2 hours after, just because of everything going on and the sentimentality of it, and the way that it ends is so, it's like they put a perfect ribbon on it. So there will never be another one.
Yeah.
But they've done it in such a way you don't want there to be any more.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
That's kind of like what I like about certain movies. Like, the ones that just beat that goddamn horse till there is no horse left. Mm-hmm. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, stop making those. We were done with like 2 or 3. The fact that we're at like 11 and with like 2 offshoot movies with Hobbs and Shaw. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just cut it out.
I can't. I can't. I think I stopped watching them after Tokyo Drift. Like, I could not...
Which is one of the worst ones, so
yeah.
I understand.
So, I mean, I love fast cars. I love fast cars.
I love Vin Diesel. And it's not that he's doing a bad job in the
I love
films.
all of the hot men that are in those as well. Sorry, hun.
Tyrese.
But...
Who used to be an underwear model.
But... I can only take so much hot men and cars.
You need some substance.
Come on.
You need substance.
Like, oh, they're making another film. Oh, I bet it has something to do with some type of robbery with cars and hot men.
And they got to stay out of jail. How are they going to avoid the cops this time? The FBI is hot on the trail.
Literally. But something like that, like, I know that didn't they make like a sequel to National Lampoon's
Christmas Vacation?
Yeah. I thought they did. If you guys know, drop a line. Because I thought that they did, but I'm not sure.
There were so many vacation movies. Like, is Vacation the original and is Christmas Vacation a sequel? And they changed out the kids, like, every time.
Oh, I know.
Even though it was always Beverly D'Angelo and Chevy Chase.
Yep.
There's always different kids.
I know. It's so funny when you watch the movies.
Like the Paris Vacation one, and you're like... Wait a minute, wasn't the sister older? Why is she younger all of a sudden? What the hell is going on?
Oh,
the consistency issues there are problematic.
But a fun fact, Christmas Story was never one of the ones that we would watch as kids.
Really?
Yeah. Shocker. It took me to my late 20s to actually watch that show.
Did you love it immediately, or was it one of those where you're like, what the hell is this?
I really enjoyed it. The first time I watched it, I was like, why is this all happening? Why do we always have an inner monologue?
The inner monologue is in the second one as well, by the way, with the daydream sequences where he stares off.
And the daydreams. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, okay, yes, as a kid, I do.
Black Bart's gonna get him.
Like, you have those, like, constant daydreams and stuff. But I don't know. Like, my mom was, like, never one to be like, okay, we're going to watch this movie. Then we're going to watch this movie. She's like, whatever movie's on TV, we'll watch it. And that was normally, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, God.
I can't. Not anymore. Like,
we've talked about It's a Wonderful Life in previous episodes.
Yeah, like we watch it around Christmas holiday season, but then they moved it up to Thanksgiving season.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you would see It's a Wonderful Life.
We always watched The Wizard of Oz during Thanksgiving.
Gouging my eyes out, and I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, Mom. But then it eventually molded into How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Die Hard.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Fight me.
We're going to keep fighting this all day long, guys.
This will be something we say on every Christmas episode for as long as we do this podcast. It's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Yeah, yeah, we have hard feelings about that.
So when we did watch it, and when it was like, what, on TNT or TBS?
A Christmas Story, TBS.
Yeah,
It's
TBS.
always TBS.
Okay.
Shout out to TBS.
Hey. That's when we kind of started watching it more.
Okay.
So I finally watched it through by myself, and I was like, I like this movie. I'll watch it. So it's kind of jumped into my pack of Christmas movies for the month of December.
I'm gonna tell you, we already talked about two of my favorites, so I have a top three. It's A Christmas Story at the top, just sentimentality reasons. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is second. Because on the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air. That old woman is the best. The aunt, the crazy aunt with the cat, I love her.
Let's have her say Grace. What? Grace! She's been dead for 10 years! The blast scene! I pledge allegiance to the flag.
And they all just join in and don't even question
Are
it.
you still dating Clark?
Yes. You just go, yes. At that point.
This box is meowing, Mom. Aw, she wrapped up her cat again.
Or, I think this is a Jell-O mold. And it has cat food in it.
Does your cat eat Jell-O? I don't know, but it tastes really good.
And you know,
Nobody asked you, Ed.
Speaking of Cousin Eddie, he's the dad in the Christmas Story sequel that they made first.
No shit.
In the one with the two at the end. Dude, gross. First of all,
Mm-mm.
Dad and I had a whole conversation because him and Mom came over and we watched it a second time with him. And I'm like, Randy Quaid is only ever suitable for a kooky side character.
Yes.
He's not a main character.
To me, he is either Cousin Eddie or the guy that blows up the ship.
In Independence Day.
Independence
I
Day.
said the same thing to Dad.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
That's all he does well is kooky crazy guy on the side. That's what both of
That's
those
it.
roles are.
That's it.
Crazy guy.
That is
Hello.
it.
Oh my God.
That is typecasting for you right there.
It's just what he does. And that's one guy that could stick with that shtick the rest of his career and would be successful.
Well, that's just like Chevy.
Ugh. And he's such a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't realize until you become an adult how much of a dick he's been to other actors.
When
It's
all
crazy.
the actors that you idolize and you find out that they are horrible to work with on set.
He might be nice to us because we're fans, but like to other actors and as
Yeah.
people who act for fun,
Yes,
sometimes
and we've dealt with people like that as well.
we have. And they're like the worst. And you go, you're
I
not
don't
talented enough to act the way that you act.
don't want to work with
And
you
he's
anymore.
a one-trick pony. So like,
He is
he's
a
not
one-trick.
somebody that came off of SNL with all these accolades and all these movies like an Adam Sandler or even
Yep.
a Chris Farley. He didn't come off.
Or Mike Myers.
Yeah. Or Eddie Murphy. There's so many like good characters. Bill Murray, who they notoriously hate each other. That's why I brought that up. But
Bill Murray, man.
who has also made a really good Christmas movie in Scrooged.
Oh,
Who doesn't
That's
love
on-
a good Scrooge?
that is on my top.
yeah.
That is on the top.
Just because, you know what, as you get older, you kind of, I don't hate Christmas, but it's just harder to get into that Christmas spirit, and I've been struggling with that a lot this year.
The younger version of me was more excited.
Yeah, and then you get,
The older I
Yeah.
get and the more bills I have to pay,
that's it too.
I
Who has the money for Christmas?
now I
It's
understand Scrooge.
Yes.
Bah humbug to everything.
Bah humbug, I don't have extra money for a fucking wreath. Get the fuck away, kid.
I
Why would I
mean-
give money to your charity?
I'm pretty much, damn it, what's his name? Bob Cratchit. I'm more like Bob Cratchit, who's just like, do I have enough money for coal?
Do I get a whole turkey or
I'm just gonna
Half
get the
turkey.
chicken breast.
the pre-made one from the store? Yeah, we do that. It's been a lot, and I was just recently talking to my mom about it. I was like, you know, when you're a kid, it's like, oh, magic. And it's testament to your parents on how wonderful your Christmases were, you know, and having all these fond memories. We're very lucky that we both have like fond Christmas memories. And there are some kids that don't have that, but
Yeah.
you get older and you go, oh my God, I have to make the magic. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah. It's like once the magic is gone, it's kind of like drinking underage.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. Responsible news, disclaimer, do not drink when you're younger.
You're just going to make yourself puke and then end up not liking
but
Four Locos.
you lose that like excitement and adrenaline and you know the fear of being caught. But like you're really excited to see Santa and you want to I stayed up so late just wanting to catch Santa in the action. Never happened.
We're past those years for my kid, and I think that's part of why I'm salty. Because like when you're helping Santa deliver the presents and you're the go between the kid and the Santa and the elf on the shelf and all that, we did all that with Graydon. And it's like, you know, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun when he was young and it was exciting. And now he's like, I just want you to get what's on my list and rah, rah, rah. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, it's pretty much come to, and of course my birthday is this Saturday.
happy birthday, Wanda.
And all the years when I was younger, of course, you know, knowing that your birthday is 2 weeks away from Christmas, there you get that separation. But as the older you get, the more it melds together. And it's like, would you like this present?
I'm gonna
for your
get you
birthday?
a dishwasher, let's say, and we're gonna get half of it's for your birthday and half of it's for Christmas. You're welcome. And you're like, yay.
Yay.
And as much as we love those dishwashers and the, you know, I got a standing freezer from my parents one year, which was great. We use it every day. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
you know, the presents are like not fun. You're not getting like stickers and coloring books and like all the fun stuff where you can do crafts.
Oh
and
yeah. Or you get those disappointing underwear
socks.
and socks. Now, when you're older, underwear and socks are the best things that you could ever get.
Oh my God, I got Christmas socks to go with this this Christmas sweater I'm wearing, and they're cats wearing reindeer ears,
Oh my god.
and I fucking love them. I had to, and they were $5 at Target, but like, how do you not buy those?
Yes, yes.
Just
And of course, with our wonderful Christmas Story house, it came up on sale.
yeah, the original, or I guess not the original owner. Obviously, the studio is probably the original owner, but it's here in Cleveland since we're Ohioans, which is funny because when you watch it over again, you realize that they say here on the old house on Cleveland Street because they
It's
named
in
the street
Cleveland.
after the city it's actually in.
What?
And it was cool because the guy who bought it, who owns it currently, was very dedicated to the story and the you know, history of the movie originally, and he is only willing to sell it to someone who believes that much in it, that will keep it a landmark site that
Yeah.
people can come visit because it's like a historical
Because
landmark.
really, that's what it needs to be. It's a fantastic
Mm-hmm.
story, and it's so great to have something that is so nostalgic to people all over the world.
There's a rumor that a couple of the actors who played the kids in the first film were thinking about banding together to buy it,
Yeah.
which would be cool because they aren't really known for anything else. But I will tell you, some of those kids in the second one look exactly the same,
It's kind of
but
scary.
like old.
That's scary.
Schwartz didn't really. No, Schwartz was the one that did. It was Flick that you had to really look, but he does. It's just he's got like facial hair and glasses,
Yeah.
and it's like different.
Yeah.
Where, you know, Schwartz has that same face, the pointy nose, and he's like, my dad said, "Brr-der, brr-der, brr-der." And Scott Farkus looks exactly the same, which was creepy as hell.
That is
He's just
creepy.
taller. Like, that's the difference. And you go, great.
Some people just don't change their facial anything the
Well,
more they grow.
Ralphie and Randy look exactly the same, but older, which, like, he's still got those, like, beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah.
Ralphie, and, like, just, and as somebody who writes part-time, it was like, oh, Ralphie's a writer now. Which is funny, because he writes that paper about wanting the the Red Ryder gun at school, and then he ends up writing for a living.
So I'm very curious to see how this house thing's going to go.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to buy it. We'll have to keep dear listeners up to date as we find out.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what time it is, guys. It's time for us to close the book on this chapter. We didn't have any... Well, we kind of did. Some grind my gears.
Things that grind my gears. Is there something that grinds your gears before we close the book entirely?
No, not for this one. I mean, it was very holly jolly.
I got one. Something that grinds my gears up.
Oh,
Salvation Army ringers.
Oh.
It's the loud bell. It's scary. You walk out. I want to help people in need. I don't want to not give you money. But when you're going ding, 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 ding to get my attention, I'm already pissed off enough at the fucking grocery store.
Yeah.
And you're leaving.
And you have to wait in those goddamn
full
lines.
Full of people. And everybody's buying the same shit for their Christmas dinner. And the last thing you want to do is hear that loud ass fucking noise as you're trying to leave.
That's why I always, and this has been kind of a thing that I've done almost every single year. If I have change, I will make sure that I have my change ready. Drop it in when I go in, so then I can tune it out on the way out.
That's smart. That's smart.
So then they're not bombarding me when
you feel bombarded no matter how nice they are.
Like, you're holding all of your stuff and you're like, I already donated. Oh, thanks. Happy holidays. And you're like, yeah.
Hey, dude, what up? The other thing I want to say, and that grinds my gears, is how some people treat service people this time of year.
Yeah, okay, that does grind my gears.
Your Starbucks rep, your lady at the grocery store that's checking out your stuff. I recently was at Giant Eagle by our house, and there it was a little trans girl checking everybody out.
Aww.
And she, and I got into a conversation about tech. She likes to use Linux. And we stood there and talked about operating systems while she bagged my groceries.
Aww.
And, I'm paying. And she goes, you know what? Thank you. This is the nicest conversation I've had in a long time. And normally people aren't very nice to me.
Oh, I always say goodbye, happy holidays.
How do you not be nice to, you don't have to agree with her lifestyle, but there are people that love her, that she loves, that she wants to celebrate. Just be a person,
Well, and I dash on the side, and if it's someone that wants their stuff handed to them, I'm just like, oh, hi, how was your Thanksgiving? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you have a happy holiday. Just try and spread some cheer.
Yes, just be nice.
Spread some cheer.
It's free. It costs you nothing. Just be nice. If
just
you don't
because
agree,
you're having a bad day doesn't mean you need to rub
you know
it off on somebody else.
I was having a bad day. I didn't feel great. I was pissed off. That was the fourth fucking place I had to go. I was getting stuff for Thanksgiving to take to Dad's, and it was busy as hell, and I have crowd anxiety. We've talked about that before on the show.
Yes.
And I'm standing there trying to keep my shit together and not flip out. And this sweet girl was nice to me, and I was nice back. And then I walk out, and I'm like, aw, I made her day. And then I made myself feel better just by being nice.
Yeah.
So, this holiday season, be nice.
Be nice. Spread some holiday cheer. Even if you don't feel like you can give cheer.
Even be nice to those damn bumpuses next door.
That's right. Or Krampus will come and get you.
He will, too.
But that's a different story for a different day.
Next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.